All right, let's get this thing on the road. Let's see how fast it pops up. It's taking a minute here. Going a little slow. There we go. Now we're up. Excellent. Get rid of that. There we go. John, first on. Welcome, John. Lexington, Washington. John's a long timer. Adrian, long timer from Queens. Hello, Adrian. How are you? Greg, the Gold Coast. Love it, man. Australia. Let's see. Lebanon, Ohio. I saw that. Angela, Richmond, Virginia. Welcome. Kim Hay back. Yo, Jennifer. How are you? Martha from Miami, Oklahoma. Interesting city name in Oklahoma. Mr. Lang in Lake Mary, Florida. I saw South Carolina. Is our XRP on the rise, Justin? I didn't even look today. I bought some this morning. I haven't looked since. I'll double check. What's up, Tara in Arizona? Now I gotta look because I didn't check the price of XRP, and it's up. It's up. Long-time watcher from City, Texas, Susanna in Australia. Excellent. As I look on my Coinbase account, see Susan in the Finger Lakes. Hello, Lisa in the Show Me State. Very nice. It's on the rise. A little bit on the rise. Got the vitamins, kids. If you guys get the kids vitamins, I would love your success stories. I would love to hear how well they do. Corinne in Atlanta, welcome. I have no idea where I got this shirt. I don't recall. Someone sent it to me. St. Cloud, Minnesota. Kelly, hello. Rachel in Jacksonville, Florida. Carol in South Carolina, hello. Good evening from Ontario, Debbie. Ramsey received the vitamins. Fantastic. Uh-oh, Robin's reading the FBI document. Oh, boy. Jen from Michigan. William from Ohio. David, silver and gold. I agree. Celeste in Clearwater, welcome. So, yeah, Canada, you're going to wait for vitamins a little bit. Yep, you'll get it. Don't worry. It takes a little longer, obviously. How do you purchase what? How do you purchase your vitamins? Oh, noblepatriotkids.com. See, let me here. I can put this up here, right here. Look, see, just like that. Amanda, yes, Amanda, send me a lovely video success story about your kids doing well on the vitamins. I love that. It makes me happy. Dr. Stacy, how are you? I have not watched the DNC garbage tonight. I have not been watching it. Hello, New Mexico. Fantastic. I love it. Sarah bought more gold and silver today. Wonderful. Miles in Georgia. Welcome. Britt. You're welcome, Britt. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Travis, welcome as well. I don't see the DNC stuff up right now, but I'm also not looking. So I will be watching. I'm going to watch what Sleepy Joe says tonight, I'm sure, just to see what happens. Nathaniel's and Barbershop in Sioux Falls there as well. Anne Marie in Detroit. Fantastic. Shout out to the first timers. Absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, did you know that there's a satanic symbol on both the Republican as well as the Democratic National Convention logos? Just so you know. The stars on the Republican and Democrat. So this is what upsets me. I'm a gigantic Seinfeld fan, and Juliette Louis-Dreyfus is talking at the DNC convention, which really makes me sad because I love Seinfeld. I know she's super liberal, but it just bums me out. Let's see. Adelaide, South Australia. I'm not going to show you this. I'm looking at her face, and I prefer not to give that to you, okay? Okay. What's going on, everybody? Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, your source for health, knowledge, and freedom, or some variation of those three words. How about that? All right. Guess what Dr. Dean's doing tonight? Dr. Dean is going to keep this brief tonight because I didn't sleep a lot last night, and so I want to go to bed. That's my story tonight, okay? I know I signed up for it. It's okay, but some nights I'm just going to I'm going to be efficient as I can tonight. I say that now, and next thing you know, it turns into 45 minutes to an hour, so we'll see how it goes. All right, because I get all fired up when I get my Noble Patriots on board, you know? I get fired up because you guys are so awesome. I love you all, and you do me a favor. I'm going through the list of what you people, not people, but you know what I mean, what you good, fine, Noble Patriot folks want. And if you ever need more value, if you ever need more anything, you let me know what you're looking for, and I will bring it to you, okay? No, it's not my mattress. My mattress is phenomenal. It was because I was up too late and got up very early. That's why. So I have to use some discipline, and I have to get myself to bed at a reasonable time at night. Okay. All right. Did I tell you what to do with gold, silver, and crypto? Yes, it did. I'm not trying to say I was right. That is kind of right. I'm joking. Okay. You want to see some stuff that happened? This actually is an older article, but I didn't know about it. And actually, the Gold Bullion International, I'm going to show you this article. And again, it's an older article, but this is the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. And I stumbled upon this, and it made me even happier. But you can buy gold with Ripple. The integration is going to help you. So let me show you this real quick. Okay, so gold GBI integration allows Ripple users to trade, send, and spend gold. With the launch of the latest Ripple Gateway, gold just got a lot more useful. Gold Bullion International, GBI, one of the world's leading precious metals provider, now enables people to trade digital units of physical gold, send it to friends and family, or even spend it online. Now, on top of that, I'm going to flip to this one. Lending Protocol, AAVE, eyes tokenized mortgages with launch of V2. This was just a couple days ago. All right, just a couple days ago. A decentralized money market, I think it's pronounced AVE or AV, something like that, has released specifications for version 2 of its protocol as the Project Eyes 1 billion locked under contract, according to DeFi Pulse. So they're going to tokenize home mortgages with DeFi. This is kind of, this is breaking stuff. I mean, V2 will also include transaction fee optimizations such as native support for smart contract gas token. And as reported by CoinDesk, AVE announced plans to transition to a fully autonomous and decentralized protocol through its Genesis governance and AVE improvement proposals. Okay, now, I am not going to sit here and tell you that I know everything about that and all of the terminology. I will have to study that just like you because I don't fully know it all. My point is, it's happening. It's coming. You're going to a quantum financial system. All right. Now, this also takes me into another topic that I'm going to also touch on later in the show, the last thing I'm going to show you. But what I need you to know is, and I did get a little irritated with this, but I'll live, is you need to research and study on your own. Now, a lot of people, I get a lot of comments behind the scenes that people don't have time to research. All right, this is going to be the bad cop, Dr. Dean, tonight. If I can run around all day long with a full-time job and then have several other companies that I have to manage and do things and business administration stuff and everything else, on top of doing an hour show 6 nights a week and research with that as well, and still have time to dive down certain rabbit holes with a family, guess what? I have to challenge all of you. because I get the response of, I don't have time, so can you go do it for me? No, I can't. Right? Now, I can dive down certain rabbit holes that I find interesting, and I will bring more to you as I go. But you need to do your responsible duty as a noble patriot. Keep in mind, let me bring this back up here real quick. Let me bring this back up. You're going to get me on a rant. This right here, okay? Right here. My fingers are not lining up with it, but that's okay. Right there. Noble patriot. I got to find it. There you go. Noble patriot. Okay? See, there we go. Noble patriots. Do you see that? Now, let me define noble for you. All right? There's a couple definitions. Belonging to a hereditary class with high social or political status, or aristocratic. Having or showing fine personal qualities or high moral principles and ideals. What that means is, I'm not getting tired of you. I'm not getting tired of any of you. What I'm telling you is, you have to study. You have to turn off the television. I have many teachers who I have as patients in the school system. I told a teacher today, what are you going to do when you find out that everything we learned was like 99% wrong? Because this group, this cabal, deep state, whatever you want to call it, hijacked information and education hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. Okay? The kids in school right now are getting false information and calling it education. So, work your job. I totally get it. Full time. Come home, and instead of jumping on your television or even your cell phone, right? Because trust me, we all fall victim to it. We have our phones and we're out just scrolling along through our timelines, our Instagram, whatever it is, right? Everyone has time. If successful business people who make lots of money and run many companies have time, you have time, right? So yes, I am more than happy to give as many details as I can, but one of the purposes of this show is not for me to beat you up. That's not what it is. I want to motivate you to be better. Turn off all of the Hollywood, the sports, etc. And like, by the way, I grew up in sports, all right? I have back here New York Yankees books back here, right? So I'm going to tell you right here. Let me show you this. This is one of my favorite baseball players of all time. All right? I've read this book a couple different times. However, with what has happened, I have not watched any sports. I turned it all off. And trust me, it's baseball season right now. I could be watching every single Yankee game I want to. Turn it all off. Go home, make food with your family, sit down, have your kids do creative things. You open up your laptop or your books, start reading, pounding things out, know what it is, right? There is the reason why we're in this jam to begin with is because we took our eyes off the ball. No pun intended. We took our eyes off the ball. They successfully divided the family, which meant the kid had to go to school. So now they're taxing us to death. So we have to make more money, work harder, more hours. and then put the kid in school, the kids in school, and then they started dominating their education, indoctrinating them into slavehood. If you would like to get out of slavehood, you have to wake up and start studying and researching. And hey, you don't have to go down crazy rabbit holes like I do, but you better start learning about what is going on with life. Their symbology or symbolism will be their downfall. It's because it's all out in the open. We have been tricked. That television has tricked us into working probably quadruple the hours you might have to. They've tricked you into being sick with pharmaceutical medication and garbage food. They've even tricked you into cheating on your partners and spouses. Right? Have you watched the shows they put on television? I mean, after what, 8, 9 o'clock? I mean, it literally goes to hell. I mean, I grew up with Andy Griffith. I grew up with Lee with the Beaver. I was like the last generation to get anything at least close to wholesome. And it wasn't perfect. And now you're watching reality shows with couples sent to an island where they have to like flirt with other couples, and if they break up before they leave the island, they like lose. Like, I don't know the full details of the show, but I've seen advertisements for complete trash. You have been divided. When you go into stress, you start going into protective survival mode, which takes you away from knowing what they're doing, studying what they're doing, and understanding their strategies of doing it. And that's how we lost our country and the planet. That's how it works. All right? That takes me into this. Last night, these complete and utter morons running the DNC, let me just show you the picture. So, did everyone see this? So, this was when I believe Kamala, and I'm going to call her Kamala. I'm not going to even try to fix her name. It's not even Kamala. It's Kamala. Kamala, the Ugandan giant. For any of you of WWF, WWE days, like me. When she was accepting her speech and applause, this is what they put up on the board, and then Tucker obviously really went over it. So look what you have there. They doubled up the people because there aren't enough. This is what the DNC is doing. Now, I want to say something to you. The DNC has access to hundreds of millions of dollars. Can you explain to me? Now, I do a show. I've done PowerPoints for schools. I've done presentations in front of large crowds, businesses, practitioners, etc. And I've had to put PowerPoints together, these presentations, and present them to people in a professional manner. Why does it look like they gave a monkey a computer, like in the downstairs basement, and a monkey is running their entire production? Their production is absolutely, I mean, they have hundreds of millions of dollars, and unless they are in prison in Gitmo and President Trump is forcing them to do all of this to expose themselves, which if he did, genius, and I love it. If not, like seriously, like I can list off 10 names between my colleagues and anons that I watch on their own shows, and they all, by the way, like I've spent some money on some of this stuff over the years, right? I've spent thousands of dollars on my equipment over the years. You guys can't even see what's behind here, lights and a camera and a monitor and everything else, right? I have done that with a shoestring budget and put on a better production than people who have hundreds of millions of dollars and put on this trash where they like it's very laughable. It looks like a D-rated movie that you would like turn off on a weekend because it was so ridiculous. All right. So I'm really, really, really hoping that the president has them stuck in Gitmo and this was just like totally their punishment or part of their punishment, because that would be absolutely tremendous. I really do believe that. So I'm going to now show you the video. If you didn't know, last night after everything went down, everything went off, Dan Scavino of the campaign dropped some serious, intense, hilarious, smart campaign videos. Let me show you the one he dropped because I want you to see the hilarity of it. Here you go. This is phenomenal. Watch this closely.
It's been a very interesting 2020. I've been in the fire service 16 years and never experienced anything like COVID. We had to change our whole
Please clarify
tactics,
specifically, have you taken a cognitive
No,
test?
I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test?
And now, at a hurricane that
Come
just
on,
came in
man.
2 weeks ago.
That's like saying
and we
you,
were right
before you got in this
almost
program,
around
if you take a test where you're taking
the eye.
cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junk?
What do you say to President Trump, who brags about his test and makes your mental state an issue for voters?
Let the public judge my physical and mental physical as well as my mental fitness. Why? You're getting nervous, man.
COVID came in and I was going to be online schooling, which unfortunately double income families in. They're just trying to figure out how they're going to do it with their kids. What arrangements are they going to have to make?
That is
since they're not going to be going to school. It's going to be online.
hysterical. I think it's
It's 2 people in my household. I have a family.
So there is rumors that they are using CGI and that they're really not there on camera. That would be absolutely hysterical if that was the case, but that is definitely what they were showing. Now, post that, this morning, by the way, you woke up to Steve Bannon, former campaign manager for President Trump, was arrested. Now, people are freaking out and going, what happened? What happened? What happened? Because he was involved with a fundraising campaign for the wall where they made millions of dollars. Now, I'm not necessarily a big fan of Bannon. I don't know. He was released a long time ago. Many people say that he's still technically working for the campaign, but he's not fully working for the campaign. I don't know. He said a lot of things about China. He still seemed like he's on the president's side, etc. And then there were some tweets that went out. I'm going to read the first one to you because it's on my phone. Steve Bannon, eyes on the Southern District of New York. Pawn sacrifice for winning position. Clinton Foundation. Black Lives Matter. Optics. Two-tiered justice system. Can you work out what's coming? Enjoy the show. Now, what that potentially means to me, because Bannon was arrested on a boat off the coast of Connecticut this morning. The timing is suspicious, especially considering the Southern District of New York brought the case. Conveniently for Democrats, the indictment puts damper on Trump talking about the wall at next week's GOP convention, a key party flank. So, here we go. It's very possible. This is a stupid game at the top. Yes, it's a globalist cabal game back and forth. Just so you know. I know you don't like that. Welcome to planet Earth, where we play dumb games. Yes, the cabal is playing a game, right? And it is for keeps. Unfortunately, this game has death involved and life involved, okay? I know it doesn't make sense. People don't like it. I get it, but that's how it's always been, and I'm sure it will probably be similar going forward in a lot of ways. Hopefully not as bad. So, it's very possible he was taken down and the Trump campaign allowed it to all go down so that they could actually pop back up and nail the Clinton Foundation, as well as Black Lives Matter, as well as any other types of situations going on out there. So be cautious. And then today, the president, watch this.
Because they have great pizza. They supposedly have the best pizza. We'll let you know about it in a half hour. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, let's go, guys.
Why did you want to come here today? Because they have great pizza. They supposedly have the best pizza. We'll let you know about it in a half hour. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, let's go.
So, the day after one of the convention nights, the president just happens to pop up at a pizza joint and showing the camera pizza. So, is the president the greatest troll ever? And the fact that he dumps the pizza thing literally one day? Yeah, 1 or 2 days after the Q question. Do you think it's random or coincidence that he does it 1 to 2 days after the Q question and after the Democratic National Convention night where Kamala was, or Kamal? Ooh, how about that one? Kamal? I've heard things. Spoke. Imagine what they might drop maybe tomorrow after Biden talks tonight to take away the information from the DNC. Now, let me also blast you with this. Ask yourself, out of all of the many conspiracy theories over the last century, why have the powers that be chosen QAnon as the one to try to... Oops, it went away. The one to try to debunk. Sorry. So you have 9/11 over here, AIDS, Elvis, aliens, FEMA, GMOs, Area 51, Bigfoot, Titanic, vaccines, New Coke, reptilians, Watergate, chemtrails, Sandy Hook, Northwoods, Tesla Energy, moon landing, rigged sports, Gulf of Tonkin, Nazi scientists, Gulf of Tonkin again, Princess Diana, global warming, Bohemian Grove, Mandela Effect, which is a great one, Project Paperclip, Roswell landing, Antarctica bases, Bermuda Triangle, Project MK Ultra, CIA drug cartel, JFK assassination, tech suppression, cure suppression, parallel dimensions. Oh, here, parallel dimensions. Let me take this away. Project Mockingbird and water fluoridation. So, are there any of those that you haven't heard about, or are there any of those that you weren't quite sure of, or like, what is that? Yeah, so why are they going after QAnon, which just happens to go after all of these different ones as well? Why did they go after all of this stuff and not anything else? Quite interesting and fascinating, right? That's right, because QAnon actually goes after the majority of them, and they're trying to take them down. That's what they're trying to do. And I've heard that there's been assassination attempts. We will go over the Mandela Effect, not tonight. The Mandela Effect is creepy as hell. The Antarctica, I have more information on Antarctica. We will do a show on that. Good. There we go. And Princess Diana. I have a great Princess Diana one, actually. Yeah, so, and we'll go over Northwoods as well, okay? So, yes, we will go over, I'm not going over those tonight. I just wanted to show you what they are, but we will go over those and give you some data and information on that, okay? Because they are very, very fascinating. Now, did any of you see what Dr. Fauci happened to say yesterday? Give me a raise of the hand if you heard what Dr. Fauci said on his live town hall health line, because I'm going to show you. Hey, if you are a vaccine concerned individual, this is time for you to watch right now. All right. This is a time for you to watch this right now if you are concerned about the vaccines, because here is Dr. Fauci on mandatory vaccinations. Let me roll the footage.
And do you foresee that the vaccine might be mandated for any populations, perhaps for school-age children?
No, I don't think you'll ever see a mandating of vaccine, particularly for the general public. Sometimes in the health sector, like in my hospital here at NIH, you're not going to be allowed to go on the ward unless you get a flu vaccine. But you would never mandate, at least I do not think you would. I'd be pretty surprised if you mandated it for any element of the general public.
Now, as a primary care physician myself, who's had many conversations around vaccine safety with patients, I'm curious, what's our contingency plan for people who might refuse the vaccine?
Well, I mean, they have every right to refuse vaccine. I don't think you need a contingency plan. If someone refuses the vaccine in the general public, then there's nothing you can do about that. You cannot force someone to take a vaccine.
So, there you go. How about that? I did not see that until this morning, actually, and this afternoon, and blew my mind because I had not seen that yesterday, and I don't even know what to do with Fauci anymore because I don't know if he's playing for them, if he's playing for us. I don't know what he's doing, and I honestly have stopped caring. I am so far past the COVID and the mask thing at this point because it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Like everyone's over it. I don't care. I hope you don't care. Stop caring because it's over. It's time to move on to the greater goal, which is saving this whole thing. Now, I want to show you also this video of Dr. Jensen, Scott Jensen, I believe his name is, who is both a senator, not senator, U.S. senator, but I believe Minnesota, but also a doctor as well. And I want you to really listen to this one because this is regarding fear. And I love that he's willing to stand up and say this. So roll this footage a little bit longer.
Carver County State Senator, family doctor. Today I want to talk about this. I doubt that you can read it. And it's no different than real life. This is my fear formula. You can't see it here, and sometimes you can't see it in the news. You can't see it when you're watching someone. You can't see it when it's happening to you. So let me just run through it real quickly. Fear, F-E-A-R, formula, F-O-R-M-U-L-A. It happens. It happens in everyday life, and you need to be aware of it. Because it isn't just politicians that are doing it. It's bureaucrats, it's intellectuals, it's pharmaceutical companies that are out there desperately trying to be the one to go across the goal line with the COVID-19 vaccine. And if a vaccine is made, do you think we can relax and say, oh, hallelujah, we got a safe, effective vaccine that's going to do the job? Well, we don't have that kind of track record. So I think we better stay engaged. We better watch for the fear formula and see what happens. And you know what really troubles me? Is in my own profession, more and more, we're seeing this fear formula come into play. So how does it work? First F stands for, you got to frighten folks. You have to foment fear. You have to somehow get people's attention. Get them just on edge. Then you've got to provide them exaggerated examples. It doesn't matter how extreme they are, just go for it. Then you need to go out and accuse someone. Tell them who to blame. Do it with antagonism and animosity. Be angry. Be on the Senate floor. Rip and tear. That really gets things going. And then finally, you got to repeat it. You've got to recite it. Stoke the fire. Now you've got the basic package established. What happens next? It's the formula. Fabricate fake news. Doesn't matter how far-fetched it is. You say it often enough, it'll become real. Opponents, ostracize them, marginalize them, denigrate them. If someone tries to get in your way, go after them. Anybody tries to create a solution, ridicule it. Ridicule any remedies. I don't care what it is. Ventilator usage, hydroxychloroquine, Zithromax, zinc, ridicule it. Then, this is important, manipulate the messaging. Do whatever you have to do. Take a clip out, add another clip, maybe sprinkle a little salt on it. Then you need to unite the uninitiated, those who haven't been participating. Unite them through groupthink. Make them think that if they don't buy into your narrative, they're just foolish. And then you have to lead late in the game. Don't step forward with any answers because you might be ostracized and picked on. Lead late because he who leads last will often lose least and his lies will linger the longest. And then lastly, applaud yourself. Applaud all that you did. Run victory laps, even if they're not earned. Proclaim that you've helped rescue a state or rescue a nation, even if the nation is still in the throes of a pandemic, even if a state is in the midst of potential more lockdowns, more contact tracing, more masks, more whatever, more school closures. When you do that, you've got a fear formula. Watch for it. If you see it happening, let your antenna jump out at you. Because if we don't, as a citizenry, recognize this when it happens, we are going to see problems that are manufactured that are far, far more damaging than the initial event itself. The cure will be worse than the virus.
The mute button again. So can I tell you why I mute it? I mute it not because of me. I mute it because the audio from this side will sometimes catch the microphone, and I try not to mess you guys up. I do that because I don't want you guys to get the audio from the video because I have to hear it too. So anyway, the whole point of that was, whatever. The whole point of that was, don't live in fear. And also, be successful over fear. Be successful. Protect yourself. Protect your mind. Protect your family's minds. So important. Okay? Yes, I am a pro at all this stuff, but if you think I'm a pro at every little piece of it, you got nothing coming. Guess what? I'm a one-man show right now, and I try to protect you guys from reverberation on the microphone from the audio. There you go. Okay. Now is I'm going to show you how to do research. This is really simple, okay? Now, the first thing I need to explain to you is if you decide not to, that's fine, but don't expect to get a bunch of stuff done if you don't have this. You need a Twitter account. You need a Twitter account. You don't have to post on it. Just go follow people that you want to read their information. When I said this morning, go follow the 17th letter, I don't mean the 17th letter literally, I mean all the Q people. Remember, I have to be careful how I post now because they're taking down certain things that have certain words. So we have to be creative with how we say certain letters and certain words, okay? But get a freaking Twitter account. If you have a Facebook account, you can have a Twitter account, okay? You don't have to follow the Kardashians of the world and the Kanyes. Follow the president, follow all the Q people, etc. Okay, now, this is what I do. It's really straight, simple, okay? I'm going to show you the Twitter account. This is the FBI records vault. Now, they took it down, but I showed you guys the other day, I still have it up, where they actually posted the protocols of the elders of Zion. And people said, why is that such a big thing? Well, start reading. So, right here, they even messed up. They backed up. So, the FBI often receives information from members of the public, which is captured in our permanent files and released under FOIA law. The FBI must process historical files that were collected in the past, some of which may be considered offensive. They're basically covering their butt for what they dropped, okay? Earlier today, FOIA materials were posted at the FBI's vault and FOIA Twitter account via an automated process without further outlining the context of the documents. We regret that this release may have inadvertently caused distress among the communities we serve. So they're kind of backtracking right now, okay? That's what they do. Now, let me take you to an anon, okay? I'm going to take you to Jason. Not me, Jason. The other Jason, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something here, okay? This is literally as simple as it can get other than reading books and watching YouTube videos and reading other books, etc. But I'm going to scroll down. It's pretty simple. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to go to a specific one because I know it's here. All right, he has one right here. So I'm going to click on this. Now, if you notice, this is a thread. See how the line goes down the left-hand side and it connects? This is a thread. So if you click on the first one, it opens up to the thread. Now, I am not going to read this whole thing for you, I don't think, but I'm going to take you down through how you would look at this, okay? This right here has the potential of being a boom. Here's why. Third case of mosquito-borne EEE virus reported in Massachusetts officials. So there's a link here to Fox News. There's also a link here to this. You can go to the app. And this is where they're actually announced that they're going to push out genetically modified mosquitoes into Key West. Okay, now, here we go. If I come down, now it says as soon as you see anything like this, trips, always shoot for letters. Triple E's go for the 555. All right. So what does that mean? That means the fifth letter of the alphabet is E. So he's looking for fives and E's. That's what he's looking for. This is going to be so boomtastic, okay? 555th Engineer Brigade. Okay, now you click on these. He found that the EEE is for 555. So he highlighted stuff. All right? You have to read through this. Yes, you're going to have to read. There's no way I can get around that, okay? You're going to have to read. This is the history. He goes through this. You go to the next one. Colonel Michael Boehm. There is your Pentagon logo from the Protocols of Zion. Regular Army, United States of America, 2007 to present. Now, this is going to get more juicy as you go. It doesn't pop out right away. But he goes through when it was established, the group, and he's highlighting different colors, which you can go through the key for it, okay? As soon as these two words popped out, it was on first page, all caps, red horse. Ever notice something that they are called theaters as if they are all sick pawns in the Elites movie? Okay, so if you go through this, he just takes you more through. He said Red Horse, United States Air Force. Remember, he's in the he was former military, I think, so that's why he knows this stuff. But you go through these, and yes, you're going to have to read. It's that simple, okay? Next one, he's highlighting all these 555th and then red horses in construction for operating bases. He's getting to the point that they created this stuff, guys. Okay. This shows they had impressive pedigree out of the gate. They were even led by General Patton himself in World War II. So this takes it through Afghan National Engineer Brigade. All right. And then he goes into these ones over here. Look at this. Lineage and honors. Constituted February 1943 in the Army, the United States Army's headquarters and headquarters company. So you can see that. 1943, 46 in Germany, 47 in Germany. Regular Army. He goes through all this different stuff. Joint Base Louis McCord. He's tying all this together. He actually brings up the units. All right. He's very smart. Now, down here. First, we will break down the 555 symbolically so it puts the foot in the door. The fleur-de-lis is a very, very big symbol behind the Pentagon on their insignia. Do you guys know why the Pentagon is shaped the way it is? Here we go. Okay. Black Eagle head facing left. Right is right, left is left. Okay. Now, yes, are you going to understand it all in the beginning? No, you have to pound through. Okay. Now, down here, we have, if you don't see it up here, it's hard to see because it's a little cut off, but he's talking about spiritual realms cosmology. The 5 Platonic solids by Johann Kepler, Harmonices Mundi, 1619. He is diving into spirituality and how the military is using it, or was. The 5 Platonic solids: mirrored pyramid, triangle, upside down pentagon, cube or Saturnalia, black cube worship. Is this coming together now? Hexagon figure created by all triangles, incorporates the Star of David, Moloch. Also has within a cube in a 3D view when using center as corner, also known as Harmonices Mundi. This goes back, this proves what Ike is saying. Okay? Fleur-de-lis, Greco-Roman symbol, representative of the equal sign with a line through it. Symbol in Roman score equates to number 6 and letter F. Derived from the Wheel of Fortuna, symbolic of double cross, betrayal, treachery. Fleur-de-lis is a flower or a symbol of fakery, foolery, and trickery. Royal families blissfully unaware they are just pawns of the Roman Empire in Greenland. Okay, now it goes down. In case you want to see it again, the eagle is facing left. Left is left. No bueno at all. And the incident on August 11, 1955 screams Masonic. All right. Now the red horse, 557th, was United States Air Force. Also, it's a 17. What is the one thing that points this in a bad direction? Act of 1871. Here you go. So I'm just going to click quick. I want you to quickly look at these. I'm not going to take you all through. I'm just showing you how I study this stuff. All right. All his notes. Look at that. 666 Saturn worship, satanic worship. That's what it is. All right. August 11. Okay, so royal. That was the royal families. August 11, 1955. C-119 flying boxcars with 56 soldiers from 499th Engineer Battalion and 555th Engineer Group collided over the Black Forest near the village of Eldeweier, Germany. All were killed. Masonic. It was Masonic. They stage all of this stuff. Okay? Now, from October 2005 to 2006, the 555th was deployed in northern Iraq near Turkish border. With them was the 557th Expeditionary Red Horse. It was in charge of constructing forward operating bases. Guess where? Near King Khalid Military City. He goes down here. He starts putting it all together over there. Okay, this was the city. It's not a good shot of it. This one's a better. Okay. They had to drill wells. When it was finished in 1979, who finished it? Peter Strzok Sr. Peter Strzok Sr. Remember that name? What happened in 1979? The overthrow of the Shah in Iran. By who? The clones. He goes through all this in here. I want you guys to study this yourself, okay? He ends up coming down here, and basically, they helped start the plague, guys. Because after all, you aren't even Arabic, you are Wahhabi Jews. He's calling out the deep state. Now see where the protocols of the learned elders of Zion pops in now from the FBI. He says, you commie pricks really thought you were going to overtake America. We have the Little Red Book. You have to go through these things. If you want to know how to study this, you have to. You just dive in. Trust me. Yes, guys, I understand it can be confusing. I'm not saying you have to go into all of this stuff. Okay, look. Down goes the Department of Education. Looks like we know why we had to relearn the whole truths. Now, he is not talking about actual Israeli people. He's talking about what he considers the Zionists. Okay? Look at this. In the conditions prevailing in China today, the contradictions among the people comprise the contradictions within the working class, the contradictions within the peasantry, the contradictions within the intelligentsia, the contradictions between the working class and the peasantry, the contradictions between the workers and peasants on the one hand and the intellectuals on the other, the contradictions between the working class and other sections of working people on the one hand and the national bourgeoisie on the other, the contradictions within the national bourgeoisie, and so on. Our people's government is one that generally represents the people's interests. It is a government that serves the people. Nevertheless, there are certain contradictions between the government and the people. These include contradictions among the interests of the state, the interests of the collective, and the interests of the individual, between democracy and centralism, between the leadership and the led, and the contradiction arising from the bureaucratic style of work of certain government workers in their relations with the masses. All these are also contradictions among the people. Generally speaking, the people's basic identity of interest underlies the contradictions among people. What he's saying, okay? What he's saying here, okay, and you can look at all this as well, all right? The only way to settle questions of an ideological nature or controversial issues among the people is by the democratic method, the method of discussion, of criticism, of persuasion, and education, and not by the method of coercion or repression. All right? To be able to carry on their production and studies effectively and to arrange their lives properly, the people want their government and those in charge of production and of cultural and educational organizations to issue appropriate orders of an obligatory nature. It is common sense that the maintenance of public order would be impossible without such administrative regulations. Administrative orders and the method of persuasion and education complement each other in resolving contradictions among the people. Even administrative regulations for the maintenance of public order must be accompanied by persuasion and education, for in many cases, regulation alone will not work. All right. I did not get done my 30 minutes tonight, which I knew I would not. You have to go deeper, all right? Now, some of you are not going to understand all that. I get it. You understand it by sitting down, reading through it, looking, go and research those things he's talking about. I've had to do that as well. I did not just start off that I knew everything. I had to read and research. He went through the protocols of the elders of Zion, folks. They built the Department of Education to create the indoctrination of children into slavehood. That's what it is. That's not easy to hear. I get it, but that's what it is. You have to research and do your homework, all right? Start looking up the words. Guys, when I started this like over a decade ago, I didn't know what the hell this was. So you know what I did? I got on the computer and started typing away. I started buying books and reading. This is like just one section of books in my house. There's books everywhere. Not only that, but he also uncovered in this and another one, that they created the plague. They're trying to create it again, folks, unless Trump has stopped it. Jason Q is a gigantic fan of Trump. They created the plague. They've created it all. As you're reading the Bible, you're reading what they did. Do you know? So in the Bible, it talks about the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Do you know that happened after Jesus overturned the money tables in front of the temple? They took him out for being a spiritual master, son of God, son of man, and they took him out because he dared mess with the financial system. So does that wake anybody up? They took over everything. They just released, or they just got approval to release hundreds of thousands of genetically modified mosquitoes in South Florida, Key West. Guess what that might do? That might turn into lots of baby mosquitoes going all over the world, all over the country, and setting off possibly another plague because they're genetically modified. People will get sick. Does this make sense now? Okay, I'm not going to keep beating you in the head. The whole point is, go do your research. I'm going to take like 3 minutes of questions and then I'm past my bedtime. Okay, what does everyone want to know? If you want to know health questions, there you go. Okay? All right, folks. What's everyone thinking? What is everyone thinking? Etta, you are correct. It was all political Jesus. Absolutely 100%. Okay? I'm not going to talk about Moloch tonight. That's a whole other thing. Can I help executive function disorder? Yes, I can. What are my thoughts on Hillary not having to testify? I'm not worried about it right now. She'll get nailed at some point. I'm not worried about it. Earthing mats are very good. Yes, they are. I love earthing. I do it at the beach, but earthing mats are very good as well. Thank you, Rob, on loving the shirt. Does my daughter understand? I educate my daughter a lot in this stuff. Yeah, my daughter already knows about ETs and UFOs, and she knows about America, and she has her little American shirts, and she has American flags. I give my daughter, I teach my daughter more than most people teach their kids by like ever. Yeah, absolutely. And I never tell her that something she said is wrong from a standpoint of what she thinks or what she sees. I just help her educate. We are flat Earth. I don't think it's a flat Earth. I don't believe so. I think it's a sphere. Okay. Oh, Jan, get a hold of me if you have Lyme. I handle Lyme all the time in my office. NoblePatriotHealth.com. I am happy to help. I help people with Lyme every single day. Yes, politics is a spiritual war zone, Melissa. Good point. I might do a show on flat Earth, but it doesn't really super interest me a lot, to be honest with you, because I don't think it's a flat Earth. Is fulvic acid good to supplement? Fulvic acid can be good. It's really a good cleanser. Bloody eye could be parasites, Connie. We see a lot of parasites in the eyes. All right, couple more questions, and I'm shutting it down for myself. Good movies that are not messed up. Good luck with that. I don't even know, honestly. Do I recommend wisdom tooth extraction? Well, I'm not a dentist, so I can't recommend or not recommend, but I don't believe in taking something out unless it's becoming a problem. Priscilla, I have to find out where you are in Miami. Miami's a big place. We have chiropractic friends down there, though. Yes. Okay. Nosebleeds, typically low in vitamin C. Typically. Okay. Okay, one last question, and then I'm done. Okay. Let's see. Charlie Freak will be on the show. He's not on yet. We have to get the schedule. Next Wednesday night is Dr. Charlie Ward. Monday is David Icke. I will post the mattress link again. I already posted it. It's latex something or other. I don't remember it again. Okay. Good. I think that's it. I kind of answered the last question. Perfect. All right, guys. Love you all. If you have health questions, obviously, noblepatriot.health.com. Get yourself the kids' products. They're amazing. We're getting winning success stories. Kids feeling better within a couple days. noblepatriotkids.com. I have iodine coming quickly. We have the parasite cleanses coming, and we have the stress protocols coming. Keep an eye out for it. Awesome, guys. I love you all. Hope provide value. Go serve and help somebody tomorrow. Have a happy Thursday night. Love you all, Noble Patriots. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network. Have a good night.